Okay, these,
When we get him home, though.
I'm going to ask Rob for some help here. These hydrangeas were imported.
Yep. Ecuador.
Ecuadorian hydrangeas.
Wow.
Antique.
And absolutely gorgeous. Now let's talk about a hydrangea. Yes?
This doesn't really pertain
Okay.
to making floral arrangements, but I've heard that if you put like orange slices in the dirt where your hydrangeas are planted, the acidity will change and it changes the color. Is that
Right,
true?
your pH level does change the color of your hydrangeas. So you can do a pH test, and I'm not sure which goes to which, but I had some in the back of my house, and one side of the house was pink and the other side was blue. I don't know if it's because the dogs went to one side and they didn't go to the other,
okay.
but I think that's what it had to happen in a little bit of different
I
sunlight.
think the higher the pH, you get the blue color.
Because a lot of them, like on the, like over by Seattle, are really blue.
So, and these, and again, the time of year really changes. So, weddings, any people know anybody getting married?
Hey.
Okay, we'll have a wedding design course if you're very interested too.
That's exciting.
We have a do-it-yourself class for weddings, a DIY class where for $200 you buy your flowers at wholesale. For $200, you and your bridesmaids and your mothers that you want to come in can come in, and we have a little punch phrase: you bring the flowers, or I'll bring the flowers, you bring the fun. In other words, you can bring your champagne and beverages, and we bring the flowers, and for 2 hours we teach. I work with the bride and help her with her bouquet, and the bridesmaids, just like we're doing here, the boutonnieres, the corsages, and then when you're done, you get to store them in our real floral cooler. And that's the important part. People that do flowers by themselves and put them in the fridge, they could know. Refrigerators cool by pulling the moisture out of the air, and that will dehydrate your flowers. That's why your corsages look really good, but they dehydrated. It lasts forever. You got to put your fruit in that fruit thing to keep the humidity there. So again, our coolers are specially made so the humidity level stays at the right level for our flowers. And that way you don't have to worry about it. Come pick them up on this Saturday, good to go. If you like doing it yourself, as well as our full service. We'll get to the hydrangea so he can record a little bit. Wonderful hydrangeas, but these are notorious for wilting, especially in Lewiston, Clarkston Valley, because we are a desert. How many people have left even this time of year bread out on your table for any more than 3 or 4 minutes? You come back, it's toast, and it's not even in the toaster. Our area sucks some moisture out. So hydrangeas, it's not like Seattle. Seattle can use these for a day, setting out, they're going to be fine. But in Lewiston, they just dehydrate and wilt. Now, one of the ways you can take that, if you're putting this in a vase, what we'll do, again, we talked about cutting, so a good demonstration. Hydrangeas, don't be afraid of them. Get them a cut, and if you take and split the stem, right down there, again, getting my thumb out of the way, and working it in, split the stem.
Halfway down?
Just a little bit.
An inch?
Yeah, a little bit. That will help uptake of water for the hydrangeas. Okay, really, really important. The other thing I want to talk to you about a little bit on the hydrangeas is this stem right here is going to retail at about $12.95. I didn't quite get the response I was looking for. I got one response. Eyelids went, what? Because that's a lot. That's a lot for one flower. But look at the mass that you get out of one flower. And doing this in a vase, and then you have your grid work already in. So from our demonstration, great for party work. And they last, and they last, and they last. We get the mini green hydrangeas. We get them in tight, and they literally last 2 months at $4 to $5 a stem. Okay, phenomenal. And then in 2 months, instead of being mini green, they're a little larger, light white, lighter green, but they have a white tint to them. They continue to grow and they last. The other thing to this is if you're doing bouquets like this, notice how we've already started. Look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 laterals on this, big laterals. And then on those, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more laterals on this. So we can stretch this out a long way for a wonderful texture in a fall bouquet. So we're going to use this down low. Instead of using this like a big focal point, we're going to use this just to sort of add a texture. Now again, knowing that hydrangeas don't drink a lot of water, we use special powder, Floral Magic. And you take that, grind it very, very fine, and dip your hydrangea into the alum before placing it into your floral foam.
That will make it used for pickles.
Yeah, it's
So it keeps the crispness.
Yeah.
of your pickles.
Crazy.
So
put that in your water, you said?
again, I have a
Keeps them crisp.
little bowl that I've taken and ground. I want it really, really fine. And then I'll just get a fresh cut, dip, and poke into the oasis. Notice I don't pull that back out. Just one good insertion in. That will help assure that that hydrangea will keep taking water.
But now by taking it all apart, you ruined your big stem, right? So you split it.
Well, that's so big, but see, I could take two things off and I could still use, I could even take,
So there's
I
no
could even
need
take,
though for
I
it
could
to
even take
split.
this off, and now I could put this in a vase
Okay.
and still have a great look, even
But
when
my
the
question is then, we don't need to worry about splitting.
Oh, no, because we can do that in a
Because-
vase, yeah. But it's a really good question, I'll show you.
Really, they can make some.
So, if I'm doing party work or something like this, in a big stem like this, and I wanted a hydrangea, this is too big, but I want this color. To get this color, I might have to buy a larger hydrangea to get this color. Because, some of the medium ones and small ones are usually whites and pinks and blues. To get this one, I've got to get a large or an extra large. And this isn't even the extra large. The extra large is like that. And sometimes cone like that. We can get hydrangeas that are this big that we've used in party work. And then see this size right here? We'll just, now that just right off the top creates a little bit of a look. So again, this is going to be too big, maybe. But again, Jeff Latham, TV, the TLC show, Flowers Uncut, he uses hydrangeas a lot to paint. He'll do 10 of these with these hydrangeas poked in just across the wall. Just bam, 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 bam. I can even take this right now and add this right to the top of that vase behind you over here and float this hydrangea right on the top of this and have a really cool little look. Okay, cut that stem off, got a really cool look. Just top that off. So, always sort of a fun, hydrangeas are a great flower to use. And for you gardeners, and grow them out in your yard. Don't be afraid to use them. We want to share a little bit of how to use them so they don't, people are afraid to use them in flowers sometimes because they cut them and they die so fast. So with that little bit of those hints, hopefully I can use it. Yeah.
One time when I was using my hydrangeas, I cut it in just the right spot that it actually grew roots in the water, and so it lasted all winter. And I don't know where I cut it, because I want to do that again, because I had it in my kitchen sink all winter and something alive and
That's
pretty.
so cool.
But I don't know, you know what
Miracle.
level you know,
Oh
for
my goodness,
making
yeah,
it. And then
I
it
don't.
changed all the different colors because we kind of went through the different seasons of the flower and it was pretty. And
One
I
other,
don't know how
I
to
don't
repeat
know.
it.
One other technique here. Now on the Safari Sunset, we can take the top flower, sort of looks like the rosette, and we can add that in. Again, just continue this bronze line up. We'll have it coming back like this. But another technique that you can use is, now what do you do with this? Throw this away? Oh, we can use that. Or you can take the individual leaves off, and again, bind them with the wire or the pick, or just take them like this. Again, this is a green, it's a foliage. It's gonna last as long as your flowers are gonna last. But to help insert it into the oasis, I'll give it a little bit of a cut, and I'll use that terracing effect, maybe just right next to that. And I may not use all the little leaves on the stem. And if I'm in a hurry, this is what I'll do.
Yeah.
Okay, and I won't throw that away, because that's really cool. I might use this stem later, because I love the red in that. So I might save like 15, 20 of these up, put them in a clear glass vase. Cool looking. It's really hard to keep a flower shop clean and uncluttered. It's really hard. Because you want to keep everything. Also, this